Good morning, Pankhurst, and welcome to your third maths lesson this week. So today is the 3rd of March 2021, and our learning objective today is can I recognize a third? So in today's lesson, we will be recapping our learning from year 2 so that we are able to apply your understanding of fractions to recognize a third, and able to use and apply reasoning and solve problems when recognizing a third as a fraction. So as always, you've got a lesson starter to begin your lesson with. So take out your mini whiteboards and pens, or a piece of paper and a pencil, and complete the questions. Come back to my video when you're ready. Okay, so now these are the answers. So number 1 says complete using less than, greater than, or same as. So you had two numbers, 365 and 356, and you needed to use one of these signs, and you should have used the greater than size because 365 is greater than 356. For number 2, it says what number is the arrow pointing to? The answer is 800. So what you should have done to find out the answer is looked at your number line, and you know your number line starts with 0 and finishes on 1,000. So you should have worked out what the sequence was. So if I check how many lines I have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and this is 1,000, I know that is going up in 100. So 100, 200, 300, 400. I'm just going to choose a pen and show you actually. So you should have done 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, then 800. Okay. Then it says, write the number represented in digits. So you've got numbers here, you've got hundreds and tens, and you needed to show what the total was for that. So represent it in digits. So I have 1, 2, 3, 400. So 100, 200, 300, 400. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 tens, which gives me 440. Then number 4 is how many hours are in a day? And we know in a day there are 24 hours. So if you've got these answers, well done. Now, guided practice number 1, complete the sentences. So I've got a pizza here and it's split into equal parts. Now, the whole pizza is split into something equal parts. Can you write down on your mini whiteboards how many equal parts it's split into? Fantastic. 3. 1, 2, 3. So split into 3 equal parts. Now, what is each part worth? So if I have this part here, how much is this one part worth? How much is this one part worth? Fantastic. 1. Now, how can these be written down as a fraction? I have 1 over 3 because there's 3 parts in total. The 3 parts make the whole. Okay, because my pizza as a whole has 3 parts. Now, guided practice number 2. Draw the shapes on your mini whiteboard and shade a third of each shape. Okay, pause the video now and work out the answer. All right, fantastic. So now it's saying draw the shapes on your mini whiteboards and shade a third. So A meaning 1. So for this, you should have shaded in 1 bit. 1, 2, 3, and that's 1/3. Over here you have 3 parts, and I'm going to shade in 1 section. Over here you have 3 parts, and I'm going to shade in 1 section. Now let's check if that is correct. Fantastic. So it should have looked like that. Doesn't matter where, but you should have shaded in 1 part because a third means 1. Okay, a third means 1. Now guided practice number 3. Which shapes represent 1/3? Write the letter on your mini whiteboard. So you have 4 shapes here, and I want you to write down which shape represents a third. Okay, and then come back to my video when you're ready. Okay, fantastic. So A has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because it has 6, that is not representing a third because it has 6 parts. A third a third has 3 parts. Okay. B 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you think that's representing a third? No, fantastic, because B has 4 parts, not 3 parts. Now C 1, 2, 3, and one section is shaded in. So is that a third? Fantastic. So C. And then D has 1, 2, 3 parts, so that means thirds, and 1 part is shaded in, which means a third. So that's correct. Fantastic. Now, explain why the other shapes do not represent a third. Can you please write down on your board, giving a reason as to why A and B do not represent a third? Okay, fantastic. So your explanation should have looked something like this. A, no, because this shape has been split into 6 equal parts with 1 part shaded. Then B, no, because this shape has been split into 4 equal parts with 1 part shaded. Okay, your explanation should look like that. That is what I mean when I say reasoning. Okay, guided practice number 4. The mathstronaut says, I have 1/3 of a pizza. So he has 1/3 of a pizza because I have 1 slice and there are 3 slices left. Do you agree? Do you agree? Is that correct or incorrect? Please write it down on your mini whiteboards now. Okay, so your explanation should have looked something like this. The mathstronaut is incorrect. He has 1/4 of the pizza because there are 4 slices altogether, and he has 1 of them. There would need to be 3 slices altogether for him to have 1/3. So over here, he says he's had 1 slice, and then there were 3 slices, which means there were 4 equal slices. Okay, now for 4 equal slices, my pizza would look like this. So that is not a third. Okay, now it's time for your independent task and it's your turn. Choose between activity 1, activity 2, and activity 3. Then you could challenge yourself with the challenge questions. So for activity 1, it says write the letters of the shapes that have been split into thirds. So if you need to look at the shape and see if it has 3 equal parts. Okay. Then number 2 is write the letters of the shapes that have 1/3 shaded. Okay, so check if they're equal parts, like we discussed yesterday, and if it's 1 shaded. Then for activity 2, it says match the shaded part of each image to the correct letter. Okay, so for number 1, you need to basically decide whether A is 1/3 or if A is not 1/3. Okay, and same for number 2. Activity number 3 is draw the shapes. Leave 1/3 of each shape unshaded. Can you find 4 different ways? Okay, and then your challenge is the following. These are your challenge cards. Once you have done your work, please upload it to Tapestry for me to have a look at, and I shall see you in your next lesson. Bye.